Well, good morning, YouTube. It is currently 4:23 a.m. on Friday morning, September 27th, and I am heading off to Ohio. Heading out there right now because I want to get there before the place opens. If I haven't already got it in the title of the video, I'm heading out to go look at a boat. Alright, I got a story for you. It is currently 4:45 in the morning. I have been on the road for, I don't know, half an hour or so. We are headed out to Ohio. I want to get to this marina before it opens. Well, when it opens at 8:30. And we're going to look at a boat. Wasn't really shopping for one, but driving past our marina, our closest marina to us, on my way out to get some stone in the dump truck, I happened to see a Silverton 38X out in the parking lot. It's been there all summer. Decided I'd pull in and check it out. So I pulled in and checked it out. Nice boat. Looked like it was pretty banged up on the outside, but the interior was beautiful. Had a lot more room than I thought it would, and I kind of just started liking this brand, this boat. So I was like, oh, all right. So I went in, I talked to the dealer. And the dealer was like, okay, what do you want to do? And I was like, well, I got a trade. And he's like, all right, tell him what my trade is. I got a 2000 Wildcraft 3300 Martinique with twin 7.4s, generator, fuel injected, windlass, just all the features, right? And this boat was almost 10 years older than mine. So he's like, well, we're at a bit of a predicament. And I was like, what's up? And he's like, well, your boat is worth... He goes, I'd have to put your boat on the lot for $52,000. He goes, I can offer you $5,000 and the 38 for your boat. And I was like, well, oh, okay, you're gonna give me money and the 38 footer. So okay, all right, I'll do that deal. And he goes, all right, do you want it in the water now, or check the engines, or do you want to wait till spring? I was like, well, I'm gonna run home, talk to my wife real quick, make sure she's down with it, and then we'll make a decision. Okay, so I go home, talk to my wife. She's like, oh yeah, I'm into that for sure. Do the deal. So I call him back and I was like, yeah, we're gonna do the deal. I said, probably let's just wait to put it in the water till spring, and then just make sure everything runs and we're good to go. And he was like, okay, perfect. So I said, you want my boat in there for stored in your parking lot, for the winter, or do you want me to winterize it and shrink wrap it here? He's like, well, just winterize it, shrink wrap it there, and then just bring it, have it delivered when you pick up yours. Okay, I said I'll be in and we'll just go over the final bullshit. You can give me a check. Okay, done deal. So the next day, we're heading to breakfast, and I look down, and the boat isn't in the spot anymore. So I was like, oh shit. So on the way home from breakfast, I pull in, and I got to back up the story a little bit. When I called in on this boat, I'd called in like a month and a half earlier. Guy was interested, because I looked at it, guy was interested in doing a deal. He just wanted to see what my boat was worth. So he's going to do some research. A month goes by, he doesn't call. So I call him. He goes, oh yeah, I haven't gotten to it yet. He goes, I'll sit down and take care of it. Another couple weeks go by, I call, another guy answers. I was like, yeah. I said, I got that trade in for the Silverton. I want to know, I want to make sure that he knows what we're doing. He's like, oh yeah. He goes, you got that Cruisers Inc? I was like, no, I got a Wildcraft. He's like, oh, were you here yesterday? I was like, no. He goes, oh, well, here's the cell number. You better give him a call. Okay. So I call him up, and he says, I said, hey. I said, I just called, and somebody said you got a deal working out with this Cruisers Inc. on trade. He's like, yeah. And I said, well, I've been talking to you for like over a month now. And I said, you haven't done anything with mine. Oh, I haven't gotten to it yet. And I was like, what do you mean you haven't gotten to it yet? You already got another boat, looking to trade. I just haven't gotten there. It's like, oh, lackadaisical, whatever. So he goes, I'll call you back when I do it. So I thought the deal was over with, done. Well, he did. He called me back like an hour later. He's like, oh, I looked at your boat, and he goes, I'm ready. He goes, we can do something. So I go in there and I sit down with him, and I was like, what do you want to do? And he's like, well, I'm in a predicament. He goes, your boat's worth 52. And I just told you this part. So they were going to give me the $5,000, and so I was like, okay, let me just run home. So did all that, Now we're off to breakfast, and the boat's gone, or it's in the slings. I'm like, well, why is he putting this thing in the slings? I said, I don't even want to unless they were just for their peace of mind, just to make sure that it ran before they winterized it again real quick and stored it for the winter. Well, I pull in there, get out, start walking in, and there's the salesman right in front of me, sitting at his desk, and I just could tell something's up. Puts his sunglasses down. Well, actually, right before I walked in, I look, what's parked right next to this frickin' Silverton? An old Cruiser's Inc. with a wet bottom. It's still wet. They just pulled it out of the water. So I'm like, mother. So I walk in there, and sure enough, the guy goes, oh, I had to take the other deal. And I was like, what other deal? And he's like, well, the guy came in with $27,000 cash and his boat, and, I can get $13,000 for it. And I was like, you gotta be freaking kidding me, right? So I was like, dude, we had a deal. And he's like, yeah, I know. He goes, but this, I didn't want to have extra inventory on the lot and blah, 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 extra money tied up in inventory. I said, so instead of losing my mind, I just stood up and walked away. So that deal fell through. It's my own fault. I should have signed something or did something, but since they were giving me money, it was like it's just a weird situation. So, and I know the guy. I just didn't think it would get to that, that crazy. So I said, okay, so that's it. So I walked out, but I started thinking about the Silverton now. So I'm like, well, I said, maybe I'd find some more of these. Well, I found another one, but it was in LaSalle, Ontario, which is, just this side of Detroit. And I was like, well, that's a nice boat and everything, but, the logistics getting it trucked back here because it's 42 foot long and it's 14 feet wide, you need permits and, whatnot. I could put it in the water, but so I was looking and I was like, something caught my eye. It was a 36X. I was like, wow, what is this boat? So I look at it, 13 feet wide, 36, so it's like 38 feet overall. But the thing that got me that was great about this one over the 92 was it's fuel injected. Same engines in my boat. Then it had, what else did it have? It had a 30-inch draft instead of a 3-foot 6-inch draft. It was under 3 feet. So I was like, well, that's great for anchoring and all that. So I kind of looked into it, and it was in Pennsylvania. And Pennsylvania is only, where it was listed was 2.5, 3 hours away. So I called in on the boat, and it's not in Pennsylvania, it's in Ohio, but I was like, shit. So, well, I looked, and it's 300 something miles, right? 219 miles was the whole total distance of it. So I was like, okay. So I called on the guy, and that's where we're headed. We're going to go out and check out this 36-footer. See if we can't come up with a deal. I was hoping to do a trade. I really wanted to trade my boat in, but this is a private sale. It's being brokered by the marina, so they're not doing trades. So I'll be a 2-boat owner if I buy this, but I'll put mine. I'll get mine cleaned up and put it up for sale here in the fall, and see if we can't move it out by the spring. But so yeah, we're just heading over there. We're gonna get there in 3 hours and 17 minutes. Should be there at 10 after 8, but this is gonna be wrong because we're gonna run into rush hour traffic, I'm sure, around 7:30. So hopefully we'll get there around 8:30 when they open, and we'll go check out this boat. So once we get closer, I'll turn you back on, give you some updates, and then we'll go from there. All right, well, that was a bust. Drove out to Huron, Huron Lagoons Marina to check out that Silverton 360 Express, and it was a pile of junk. Probably not a pile of junk. It's a 95. It's an old boat, but the entire cockpit needed to be replaced. All the plywood backing on all the seats were all delaminated, rotten out. Some of the seats were all weather cracked and checked. Both engines looked to be in good shape. Motor oil looked normal and up to the right level. It's winterized, so I didn't start it. Transmissions, though, the port side transmission, I pulled the dipstick out. I had like gooey crap all over it. Starboard side looked good. Inside the boat looked fairly decent. Just needed some cleanup to do. They kind of they put a carpet in there. He just kind of cut out a piece of carpet and put it in there, and it was, you know, not good. But I would have redone it with C-deck or something. But anyways, there was just a lot of issues with it. The biggest issue that I had were the stanchions that hold up the bow rail. They were 3 or 4 of them on about midship on both sides were loose, and the gel coat was all cracked underneath it, and they weren't screwed right to the top of the gunnel. They were bolted from underneath, and you physically couldn't get to the bolts. They were behind the cabinets, you know, behind all this stuff. Wire, you know, it was just like you'd have to tear out most of the inside of the boat to get to them. And then what's up inside there is a strip of wood that these things are lagged down into. Well, I'm sure that wood is all rotten, and that's what's going on. So that would be an extensive repair. I backed out of that one. But as I was sitting there telling my wife on the phone about it, she said, you know, what about this other one in Pittsburgh? So I looked at it, and it's weird because I've been looking at these two, this one 360 Express, and I thought it was that boat. I kept looking at the pictures, and it's the boat that I was interested in, but the one I went to is not the one that was in the pictures. So the confusion or whatever, but both boats are listed right around the same price. I know this one that I just looked at, the guy was going to come down drastically on price, but it's just too far gone for me. Not looking into a project like that. I already got that project boat. I'm gonna just, you know, try to find something that I can just pretty much turnkey. So heading out to Pittsburgh now. Looks like we'll be there at 12:40, and the owner of the boat is going to meet me at 1:15. So it gives me time to go there and grab a bite to eat or something and find this marina. And then once we get to the marina, I will check back in with you and tell you what's going on with the boat. I think, where the hell is it? It's down there. I just saw a glimpse of it. It's right over there. Right over there. On the Ohio River in Pennsylvania. Logistically, I'm not sure how. I don't know if this goes out to Lake Erie or not. But the boat we're going to see is down here. Geez, this would be a pain in the ass to do every day. I saw it from the bridge. I tried to get video of it, but I don't think you saw it. I don't know. To me, it looks like it's got a little bit of a port side list from here. That's a little disconcerting. But let's go see. Has it got a port side list? I can't tell. It's over there. There's a blue water next to it. That's his boat also. He says he hasn't been down here in a couple of weeks. But let's see. Okay. So far it looks good though. A couple pictures for my wife. Video. What else? Oops. Zoom out there, pal. Okay. The exhaust is 4 inches above the water there. It's got a tree stuck to it. It's on the water here, so it is listing a little bit. Okay. Yeah, I don't like it, man. that. Mine just wasn't like this. There's no cracks. There's no cracks in the glass. So I don't know if that's just seems like that's a lot of movement. Alright, well, the front windshield is bad for sure. Alright, the boat is filthy, but I'd rather look at it dirty than all cleaned up. This is his also, this blue water. He told me to go upstairs and have a beer. Never met the guy before, so I'm not about to go on somebody's boat that I don't know yet. There's an antenna. Ooh, the non-skid is off the step. So this boat here, the last boat, this wood was all screwed up. Seems to be okay there. This has got a table back there. The other one didn't. Some discoloring on this couch cushion. Now we'll get a better look when he gets here. Well, here it is. We just took it out for a test ride. The canvas is fairly new, but the front windshield had some issues with it. It's all cloudy. He thinks it might have been vandalized or something. But one kind of cool feature on these boats is this storage here. Never knew they had that, so that's good. Everything seems to be fairly decent, and you know, everything's dirty, but it's gonna all be cleaned. This engine here was replaced because he thought he blew a head gasket and had the engine replaced. This side here, they did the top end. So it's got 1,100 hours on this engine, bottom end. But what do you think? 200 hours on this one over here?
Yeah, let's see. I had like I remember 989, and now it's 1124.
Okay.
So you do the math.
So just a couple hundred hours on that. And then I'm gonna go downstairs if that's all right. So down below, they had the paint on here, this non-skid paint, but it was ugly, so he took it off. So I'll probably put some non-skid or something down there. This one's in much better shape than the one in Ohio, in Ohio. Had all the upholstery redone on it. All the doors work. They're all good. The other boat, this had a screw through it here and here. He didn't open it, so this one at least everything opens, everything works. The fridge is new, so that works. I think that's where the coffee maker goes. Comes with a good stereo. It's got all sorts of stuff going on here. I don't know where it was. Got all this. So he's got all sorts of amps and stuff going on with it, but it's a nice boat. It's got the full head, separate shower with a toilet in it. Plenty of headroom for me, which is good. Aft cabin, very large. And this bed drops down. Very large. Air conditioners back there. Storage is back there. V drives are here and there underneath these cushions, easy to get to. And then prop shaft goes up to the Borg Warner velvet drives in the back. And then underneath all these seats is storage, and that's about it. So now I'm going to talk to him for a little bit and figure out what to do. Alright, here's where I'm at with that boat. One of those engines is new. It's got, well, not new, it's got 200 hours on it. It's still got 11 months on a warranty. And the other one, he said the top end was redone, including pistons, but that doesn't make sense to me. You're not going to redo pistons and everything like that unless you're and not do crank bearings. So if he said the top end was done, then that means, you know, somebody either put head gaskets in or did a valve job or whatever. The boat had clearly been sitting there for a long time without starting, because when he ran it, a bunch of rusty water came out of the exhaust. So, you know, that's been sitting. But no blue smoke, no nothing. It ran great. Pulled it out of the dock and took off down the river. And he put it on plane. But the thing that was a little weird to me and unless his props were incredibly small, but it wasn't. I think on the back of the tachometers, there's a little switch, 4, 6, or 8, depending on what cylinder you have there, and both tachs are new. So I'm wondering if maybe he didn't click them over to 8, because when he takes off out of there, it was reading 5,000 RPMs. Gets up on plane, backs it down to about 4,200 RPMs, and we're cruising along at a good speed. 4,200 RPMs is screaming, and it sounded exactly like my boat does at 3,000 RPMs. So I'm really thinking that was the issue with that. So banking on that. I'll definitely figure that out before I sign any paperwork. The other thing is we're running into is shipping. From Pittsburgh to Buffalo is over $4,000 in shipping. So I was hoping that me and him can, come to an agreement, meet somewhere in the middle. He's a little hesitant, but here we are in the end of September. He's got a 52-foot boat and a 36-foot boat sitting next to each other in a marina that he's paying a lot of money for the slips. He's got to take these things out in the next month and put them up on the hard and winterize them and shrink wrap them and all that kind of stuff. So I think I'm just going to let him sweat it out for a day or two, 3 days, whatever, figure it out. The guy from the broker called me. They're going to be working on them and stuff like that, trying to figure out, want to get some paperwork on that engine that was replaced. I want to get to see if there's any receipts or anything from the top end that was done on the other engine, or if that's just a bunch of crap. Because the hour meter reads 1,100 hours, and the way they fire it up, and the way that there's zero smoke whatsoever, and the oil pressure was a tick over 40 pounds each motor at idle, leads me to believe that something was done to these motors to freshen them up recently. One of them looks new, so I believe him that the one engine was replaced, but I don't know about the other one. So anyways, that's where we're at with this one. I really haven't gone, we haven't made a deal. I mean, I shook his hand, but we haven't come up with a firm number yet. So I'm just trying to figure out what we're going to do here. I want to get a price lockdown on shipping, because the boat's going to need an escort and over height and width permits. So it gets expensive. So I want to get all that locked down and try to figure out what that's going to cost me, and then go to him and give him a firm number. I think we're close. I think where he's at and where I'm at, we're just $2,000 or $3,000 off. And when you're talking about a boat of this much money, it's pretty close. So if he can meet me somewhere in the middle of that, even I'd be happy, and I think he will, because I know it's expensive for him to store that thing. And being September, not a lot of people are looking for boats, especially not to take them right now. They want to look at them, and then they want to pick them up in the spring. So that's kind of where we're at with this one, and I don't know, we'll do another update. My wife wants to see the boat. I was thinking about maybe bringing her here again next week. It's a 3.5 hour drive. It's not around the corner, but it is. It's all throughway. It's not horrible. So I'm thinking maybe I'll bring her here and she can take a look at it and see what she thinks of it. I think she'll like it, but I don't know. That's it for now. So now we're just cruising along here, and we are, where the hell are we? We are somewhere in Pennsylvania still. Erie, PA is 40 minutes away from, or 13 miles away from me. Last time I looked down, it was 40 miles away from me. It's been a while. So it's 13 miles away, and then once we get on that, probably gonna get on the 90, and it's another 2 hours home, so I should get home at about 10 to 7. So, and then I'm gonna go right down to the marina and get on our boat and go to Tonawanda. So I'll probably pick you up there. Catch you in a bit. Don't know if you can see me or not, but got back from Pittsburgh a little while ago. Grabbed Alon and the boy, and now we're down at the boat, and we're gonna head across, go get something to eat. No idea where I am because I turned the lights on here. Oh, there's the dock. So yeah, I was just talking to Alon about that 36. Not sure we're gonna do it. Just after being on this boat, there's more room. There's more room up here on this boat than on that 36. So I've now started looking for the 37-foot Wildcraft Martinique. It's basically, this boat has the same exact cockpit of this boat, only it's 4 feet bigger down below. Separate shower, full-size refrigerator, you know, more headroom, all that stuff. So unless something else comes up, I don't know. But that's kind of where we're leading at. We're just, Cruisers Inc. also has a good one, but so, jeez, I can't see anything. There it is. My light on? Oh, there we go. I usually just steer around this corner, but I was talking to you guys and I just didn't. But anyways, that's where we are with this whole debacle. Drove 11 hours to go look at 2 boats. One was a complete wreck and the other one was
filthy.
It was decent. I mean, listen, if the guy comes down to a really reasonable price, yeah, I'll buy it. But it's gonna be $5,000 to move it from Pittsburgh to Buffalo. But like, if he came down from where he is right now, if he came down, you know, it's $5,000 to move the boat. But if he came down like 6,000 or 7,000 from where he is, I'd probably buy the boat, because it's $2,000 more than, or it's $2,000 less than what he wants, and then, you know, moving it. So I'd probably buy it then. But
what if he only came down 3 or 4?
3 or 4 grand?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I just think some. I mean, and we don't find something else.
Right.
We got some research to do this weekend.
I got a lot of research to do. I really want to start looking at more of these Wildcrafts. We love this boat so much. We really, really do.
It's just too
It's just too small
small.
for me. I'm 6'5", 6'6", and the head clearance down below is 6'3" at the tallest, and goes down. So we have to do some shopping. This is actually a couple weeks later, and I have an extra passenger or 2. And we are in Newburgh, Maryland, and we're going to look at a 2002 Wildcraft 3700. It's basically the same boat as mine. Mine's a Wildcraft 3300, so it's the same lines and everything, but it's 4 feet longer in the bow area. So the cockpit is the same design, same everything, but the cabin is 4 feet longer, and it's the things that we wanted: the pedestal bed, the separate shower, and the full-size refrigerator. So after I looked at those 2 Silvertons, we just came to the realization that we liked our boat so much because of the cockpit that we wanted to kind of stick with that. So we started looking online for the 3700s, and this one was listed under 3600. It was a misprint, but I just happened to find it, and the price is a lot lower than the rest of the boats out there. So I don't know what that means as far as condition of the boat. It's a mostly freshwater boat. It was in the Potomac most of its life. Just this past season, it was in Chesapeake Bay, which is brackish, and the current owner says that he's only taken the boat out a handful of times, so it doesn't have a lot of salt in it, and it is a closed cooled system, so the engine block is full of antifreeze. But anyways, we're on our way there now. We should get there about 10 o'clock in the morning here, and we're going to go take a look at the boat and see what we think. So once we get a better look at it, I'll get you back on here. This is where we are, Aqualand Camp Marina and Campground. Okay, they have a travel lift, which is good, because if I do buy this boat, it's got to get shipped out of here, and it's going on a lowboy. And it can't go on a ramp. It's got to go on the travel lift. So unless that travel lift is out of service, it should be okay.
Looks pretty clean, so I imagine it's not out of service.
just gotta go find this boat. What is that with the hard top?
I don't know, but it looks good.
Is it a Regal? Probably a Regal.
Yep.
Alright, I think we're gonna park here. And there it is. I see it way down there. Yep. Okay. Shut you guys down, and then we're gonna go take a walk. See if I can't turn you back on. Alright, well, sorry I didn't get to take you down there, but it was enough to bring the porter down there and not the camera. I wasn't gonna spook the guy. But no, we took the boat out for a run. I'll try to zoom in on it. It's down there. We just took the boat for a run, just out here in the river, up and down. And everything worked okay. There was water in the oil and the transmission. So the owner of the boat owns the marina, so he wasn't aware of it until I saw it, and he is very forthcoming and was very apologetic. And both transmissions are coming out of the boat, and within the next 2 weeks to be gone over and serviced to find out where the leak came from, if it's from the cooler or whatever. But he assures me that the transmissions will either be, serviced and put back, fine, or replaced if there's damage. So we agreed on that, and we also agreed on a number. And as far as I'm concerned, and when those transmissions are fixed, the money's going to change hand, and that's our new boat. And it is going to be named Rough Life, R-U-F-F Life. So that's it. 2002 Wildcraft 3700. Exactly what we wanted. It's just got the same cockpit as mine. I thought it was going to be the exact same cockpit, but it's actually a little bit bigger. It's a little bit wider, about 6 inches wider, and it seems to be a little bit longer, just a tiny bit longer. There's some little differences, like the helm floor is elevated from the rest of the floor by about 1.5 inches, 2 inches, and it just kind of goes up on a slope. And the front window's a little bit wider, and the gunnels are wider on the side. So the whole boat itself is like a foot wider than my boat, but they got 6 inches on the floor and 3 inches on each side that gets that foot. I can stand up down below, and everything seems to be good on the boat. It needs a new canvas. The seats, I thought we were going to need new seats, interior or cockpit, but they're very, very soft still. They're just discolored really bad from sun and everything. I thought they were going to be all cracked and brittle, but they're not. They're very soft, so I think we're going to be able to dye them. We're going to check into that. My upholstery guy does that, so we're going to find out if they can be dyed. If they can, we'll dye it, and that'll save me $5 or $6 grand. And then the canvas. The canvas is a shit brindle brown that I don't really like. I like black canvas, but the top is new. So if I take the windows to my canvas guy, I'm sure he would be able to do all my windows around the whole boat for $300 or $400. So that would save me another $5 grand if we wanted to just stick with the tan canvas for a while. Other than that, the boat runs good. The oil pressure is 40 pounds on both sides, closer to 55 when you're running, and then when it's hot and you come off and go right back down to idle, it's like 35. So they're nice and tight. They sound good. Everything seems good. The only issue with the boat that I see is the props are a little bit undersized. They're 4-blade props. He had new ones put on, but they're undersized because the boat will rev all the way up to the red line, and it'll bounce off the rev limiter. He just showed me just instantaneously, just to show me what it was, so I can tell that the props are just a little bit undersized, so I'd probably have a cup put in them. But other than that, everything seems to be pretty good. It's got a lot of crazing. There's a lot of gel coat spider cracks in corners, but I mean, that is all cosmetic. Underneath it, it's hard as a rock. There is no soft spots on the deck or anything. Everything seems to be really good. So anything cosmetic can just be fixed. So we're pretty happy with it. We drove 8 hours to come out and see it, and we're going to spend another night here. We're going to go into DC and kind of check out the sights. Bring the boy down, do a little touring, be some touristy people. he stuck his feet in the Potomac, so we can say we got that on the bucket list done. So we're gonna go off and go see DC. I'll talk to you soon. Going to that look at the boat, which is, there's the bridge, so it's that marina just before the bridge. Came down here, we heard Captain Billy's Crab Shack. It's supposed to be a nice place to get some lunch, and it's dog friendly, so we are gonna go in here, get something to eat. My wife just went in to find out about him, where we gotta take him, if he can come through or if we gotta sit out here or what. But we're gonna go in there, have some lunch, and then we're gonna head to DC. So I'll get back to you in a little bit. Looks like Washington's been having quite a drought this year. Everything's all cooked. Looks like they're replanting grass over here, but look at learning, training. Ooh, those are helpers. Oh, no, they're not. Prance. Wow. So you just see the White House poking up over the trees. We're not going to walk over there, I don't think. I mean, you can go right down there to the lawn and look at it, but I don't know. Lincoln Memorial's down there. This is way bigger in person than it looks. Freaking huge. Where's Waldo? Well, we're not going up there. We're gonna go down there to the wharf. But there's a Lincoln Memorial? The Washington Monument. And then the Capitol building is further that way. So we gotta go that way, yeah?
We are here.
Yes.
We can go the long way around to the FDR Memorial, or we can go
B.
the close way to the wharf.
Yes, wharf. Close way. Wow. It's amazing how much room there is now, you know? There's land. Let me, I want to take some pictures, okay? Well, we ducked out of the rain here. We're at the place called the Wharf, and it's just a bunch of restaurants and stuff, and you know, by the water, which of course is what I'm loving. I went by the fish market down there and a whole bunch of restaurants and shops, and found this nice little place that allows dogs and stuff in it. So there's a football game on now. It's Sunday, but we can't see any of it because we're outside. But they got the heat on, and it seems to be pretty nice. So we're gonna hang out here, have a couple of beers, and then celebrate the boat purchasing, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, this is a pretty cool little spot. I wouldn't mind coming back here again. I might actually be here in the spring. If I don't get the boat shipped back to me, I'm going to take it home in the water in the spring. So it's about a 2-week journey down the Potomac, Chesapeake, around the corner, and into the Hudson, up the Hudson to Lake Erie, or I'm sorry, to the Erie Canal to Niagara River. About oh, there's a puppy dog down there. What do you see? And we are, if that goes well, I think the trucking is going to be close to $5,000 to have it shipped, because it needs to be on a lowboy and it has to have a chase vehicle or a escort car with it. But if I take it through water, it's probably going to be about, I don't know, $3 grand in fuel. So I might pay the $700 to keep it here for the winter, and then pay the $3 grand next year in fuel and bring it home on its own bottom. So we'll see what we do. I don't know. We'll figure that out in a little bit. All right, here we are, October 25th, 2019. Last weekend on the boat, and last weekend on this boat period. We bought another boat. I don't know if I put the video of it before this one or after, but just trying to find out how to get it shipped home right now so I can have it for the winter in the driveway. And then this one is actively for sale. So with any luck, it won't sell this year, but with any luck, I won't have it to, later than middle of June next year, because they always tell you if you don't sell your boat by July 4th, you're not going to sell your boat that year. So hopefully we'll get it sold before then. But just trying to figure out how to get the new boat home. It's larger than this one, so it has to be. It needs a escort vehicle with it. The radar arch has to come down. All sorts of permits and all that stuff. Nobody has a boat trailer that they want to haul it on. They all want to haul it on a lowboy, which is fine, but our marinas are closing and the travel lifts are going to be closed or winterized. So whoever brings me the boat, if it comes on a flatbed, it's got to go to a marina, get taken off with a travel lift, and put on my marina's hydraulic trailer to bring it over to my house. I know it's all logistic bullshit, but that's kind of what needs to happen. So search is on right now to find somebody to bring it home. It's got to come 450 miles from Maryland to here. And once it's here, I think I'll show you the video of us going to find it before this one comes out. But if I don't, then you'll just have to wait till I get it home, till you see what it is. But we're just heading across over to the canal right now for the last time. Gonna go have some dinner, hook up with some other people that have their boat there, and spend the night. So then if anything happens, I'll get back to you. Alright, well, here we are. Let me see, got a smudge here. No, you look good. Here we are. It's like a month later after going to buy that boat in Maryland, and after multiple conversations with transport companies and all sorts of stuff. I just agree on a price, and then they back out at the last minute, or they never send over the contract or whatever. It's just, I mean, I've never had a boat transporter before, so I don't know what goes into it, but I just figured it was, give them the information on a boat, show them that the boat is yours, sign a little thing saying that they're insured and all this other crap, and then they bring the boat for you. I don't know. So, the boat was supposed to be delivered 3 weeks ago, 3 or 4 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. It's been over a month since I bought the boat, and it's finally being delivered today. In fact, I was talking with the transporter, the newest transporter, yesterday, and he sent me a bunch of pictures of it on his trailer and ready to go and everything else. But let me back up a little bit. The transporters that I've already signed up with, they all had tractor trailers. They all had double drop lowboys or double drop trailers or whatever you call them, made for boats. And everybody's got their stuff going on. They got escort vehicles and the permits and blah blah blah, everything going. And one after another, just something came up, and they just either didn't call me back anymore, or they backed out, or something happened. They're just not doing it. So finally, I called a buddy of mine who's had boats transported in the past, and I asked him if he knew anybody, and he put me in. He put me on the phone with a broker. Gave me this guy's phone number. So I called this guy up, and I asked him, I said, hey, I got a 37-foot boat, 13-foot beam, The radar arch is down, so height isn't an issue. 16,000 pounds. You know what? What am I doing? He goes, let me make a few phone calls and I'll get back to you. And he called me back, 11 minutes later. Says, yeah, got a guy lined up for you. He can pick your boat up on Tuesday. Or he'll pick your boat up on Monday morning. Monday afternoon, he's going to block it on the trailer, and he'll have it delivered to wherever you want it delivered to at 2 p.m. on Tuesday. Just like that. Okay. So we came up with the money and or the dollar amount that it was supposed to be, and it was the same as everybody else, within a couple $100. You know, everybody was just back and forth. So I said, okay. He said he needed a $500 deposit, and then the rest in cash when the boat showed up. So that's what I did. And then now I called the transporter, called me directly, got to know him for a little bit, talked to him about the boat and stuff, and he took a bunch of pictures of it on his trailer, all loaded up at the yard. One unfortunate thing with this whole process is the radar arch is still in Maryland. It was supposed to be shipped with the boat on a flatbed trailer, because that's how we thought it was coming over. But this guy has a ultra heavy duty boat trailer, so there's no room for the arch on it. So the previous owner was nice enough to meet me in the middle and have it shipped. So it's going to be another couple $100 to get it shipped here, but it's, you know, takes up like 4 pallet spots on a truck, so it's not small. But anyways, I am now headed out. I'm on the 290 right now, and if we see where this guy is, he is on the 90, headed back. He's going 81 miles an hour too. So he's on the 90, he's headed back. Jeez, he's a half an hour away from me. He's gone through the toll booths, and now he's picking up speed. So here is where we find out. He goes that way. We just got to go out here and chase him. If not, I got to go across the bridge and go to get him. Technology, gotta love this. The guy just texted me his the Glimpse app, and I can just see where he is. Let's see where he goes. Yep, taking the 290. Alright, we're gonna go catch up to him. Alright, he should be in front of me. He's moving along though. He's going, oh, there he is. I see him up there. He is moving. It's 55 here. He's going 67. There's cops all over the place. Catch up a little bit here and then turn you back on. State trooper right there. He didn't pull out. That's good. Checking radar. Alright, so he didn't care about my boat. That's good. Let's go take a couple snapshots up here. There it is. There's the guy. There's my boat. I'm gonna meet him in the circle here. follow it up here to Beaver Island, or to Anchor Marina, and then go from there. I don't have any windshield washer squirts, so I can't clean my windows off, so this is the best view we got. Alright, I'll get back to you in a minute here. Alright, well, I'm going to let him just find a parking spot here real quick, and then talk to him for a few minutes, and then we'll check out the boat. He just said stay in the middle, turn right, go right up to the building. Ace trailers. I wonder what one of those things costs. It is nice. It's probably good. All right, very good. Now we wait. So this trailer, this boat over here, this 40-foot Formula is going back to the marina that the guy with the trailer, hydraulic trailer, is taking mine to. So it's probably going to stick him over there. Alright, once we get closer, I'll turn you back on. What's that? No, I just bought it. Yeah, I'm just having it shipped here from Maryland. Yeah, you're from that area, aren't you? Yeah, I just got out of, what the hell is the name of it? No. Just half an hour from DC, Waldorf.
Oh, Waldorf. Really?
Yeah. I mean, if I got this a month or two ago, I could have had you just drop me right in the river.
Oh, back right in there. That'll be fun. Be a party.
Yeah, they're great boats. I had mine for 10 years. Oh, yeah. We only planned on keeping it for 2. Yeah. Ended up having it for 10.
Keep it right out here?
I'm just down on the other side of the bridge at River Oaks Marina. She goes.
Okay, hold it.
Oh, you gotta re-strap it, I bet. Yeah.
Alright, let the back down. Let the front down. Alright, now just the back.
How did they get it on the trailer? Like the same type of thing?
Yeah, we did it. Only had to do it twice.
You gotta scooch it? Yeah, now Jim, the guy that's going to be bringing this back to my house, has a hydraulic trailer. But you don't overload with those?
They usually don't.
Because he used to. He brought mine back from Ohio.
Really?
My 33.
Yeah.
when he first got it, I was like, wow.
There's so much moving parts on those things. That
Yeah.
The maintenance gets brutal.
Yeah.
Even these trailers, I try to keep to the minimum. Like, I don't even have a winch stand on this thing.
You know. And this is rated for
24 is the gross.
24, okay. That's all right. So you can move quite a bit of stuff with this boat, with this trailer then, huh?
Yeah, we do a lot of big center consoles. That's the new rage. I work for a lot of the factories as well.
Okay. Yeah, being in Florida, I'm surprised you didn't get the center console.
I also have a 43 Donzi.
Do you really? Oh, nice.
Poker running.
Yeah.
That's about enough boats for right now.
Yeah. And is this what you do full time, just transporting? Yeah, that's amazing. How'd you get hooked up with Bill?
It's been so long, I don't even remember.
And I mean, you don't work exclusively for him. You just,
No,
you just.
I mean, this is the first one maybe in 3 years that I've done.
Oh, really?
So I'm probably more expensive than he likes.
Yeah.
So he calls me when he's in a jam.
But yeah, I mean, the whole permit thing. I mean, what do permits cost?
3 states for $200, but I use
Okay.
a company that does it for me.
Okay.
So,
But just.
if you did it yourself, it's half of that.
Oh, okay.
60 to 62 most of the
I got off the Main Street exit and just got there. I didn't know if you were going to go to try to get to the 190 or come to the 290.
Oh, yeah.
So I was going to pull over right on that bridge and just get you coming by, but I didn't know which way you were going. So I just watched you on the map, and all of a sudden, there you went. I took off after you.
It's a great app, isn't it?
Yep. Hang on there, guys. Oh, there she goes. Well, I'm glad they got you in here before, too. That was nice. Where are you heading out of here? Just heading back?
Yeah. See if your daughter wants to go to lunch, but she's usually busy.
Nah. Now I gotta wait for Jim to come pick this boat up.
Already got all the boats where they need to be.
What's that?
Looks like they've already got all the boats blocked where they need.
Yeah.
Must have a busy haul out season here.
Well, they do Buffalo Launch Club next door.
Yeah.
So all those boats came out, you know, and then whatever was in here. But they're, you know, they're a pretty big operation over here. So they take in a lot of boats that aren't even from around here, you know.
Yeah.
Ooh, Jesus, swinging that around like crazy. That scares me. So do you got to do anything, or are you just gonna take off?
I'm good.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you very much. If I get another boat in 10 years, I'll be giving you a call. All right, take it easy. All right, take it easy. Alrighty. All right, they're gonna figure out where they're gonna put it, and I think I'm just gonna get out of here. But there she is. Well, that's it for now. It's still in the slings. They're going on lunch or something. They're not taking it off the travel lift yet, but they're just gonna set it right where it was on blocks, and then the guy that's bringing it to my house later in the week will be picking it up from there. So got it home. Almost got it home. Still got to go another 2 miles back to my house, but for the most part, we're all set. Got it back from Maryland, safe and sound. It's sitting over there. Yep, right there. Just got the phone call. There's Fitzy's girl right there. Brian's boat. And here comes the new one. Here comes the new one. Awesome. Yeah. There she is. Big son of a bitch. No radar arch right now. That's being shipped. That it's rated to 36 foot.
Don't let him get too close to that chaparral. It's massive.
Keep going towards the creek. You're good. Come on back. Towards the creek. Come on back. No, you're not straight. You got to get towards the ass end's got to go towards the creek a little bit.
Ass end towards the creek, yeah.
Now straight. Good. It is, but I mean every boat's twisted, so I think we're all right.
Sure?
Yeah, I think so.
Straighten it out a little bit.
You think?
Yeah, it looks like we don't know what we're doing.
I don't know, Jim. It looks pretty freaking straight with him. All right, well, I kind of want to wrap this video up of bringing this boat home. I edited a whole bunch, and I just don't have an ending for it. I wanted to get on the boat and kind of show you guys the inside. The radar arch came in the mail, UPS, a few days ago. Went to my buddy's shop and picked it up. It's in good shape. There's no issues with it. It was wrapped up more than that. I just had it unwrapped. And I'm going to put it in the garage, start buffing it out, and cut the holes in it for new speakers. Bottom paint is in incredibly good condition. This, it turns out, is just the chalkiness of the finish on the outside. When they washed it, got it down, but you can see that it's perfect. It was just done in the spring, and the guy only had it in the water for a little while, I guess. But so this is it. They put a zipper on it here for me, and because it doesn't have a radar arch, this is my 33. With the radar arch, I'm able to put the shrink wrap along the top there, and you know, get a good no snow load gets on it. But here they have one brace up by the helm seat, and it just tapers down in the back, and that's not enough. So what I'm going to do today is just go measure from the floor to the strap in 2 spots, and then just cut some 2x4s and prop them up under there so that I have I can hold the load better. But now I'm going to get my boots off, climb in this hole here, and I'll take you a tour of the inside. I'll get back to you. Made it on board. Boat is of course filthy. Getting in here with dirty feet and all that stuff, but the seats are dirty, but they're nice and soft. They don't have any stitches that are pulled or anything. It's all in really good shape. But you know, you guys have seen the inside of my boat, or the cockpit of my boat, my 33, enough times to know what it looks like. But this boat here is a foot wider, so the space between the helm seat and this couch here is about 6 inches wider, and then the walk-arounds, the gunnels on the outside, are 3 inches wider on each side, so that gives you your foot. I just did a mad shopping spree on Amazon and eBay, and I got 4 new 6.5 JL audios two there, and then two over here. And then I had two 7.7 JL audios for the radar arch, and then a new subwoofer for back where that one is, because these are all old and beat up and in bad shape. But let's take you down below and check this out. So let's go turn the main on. Alright, so first and foremost, full-size refrigerator, which we're super happy with. Still has the plastic on it. Told me it was brand new. Didn't even use it. So, and it looks it. Yeah, it's still got all the stickers and stuff all over it. So that's new. Good. This is where the stereo is. Probably going to put a different head unit in there. Aft cabin is huge. This cushion here and that cushion there move, and then the whole thing slides back to right about here, so it makes a nice big U shape, kind of a couch thing. And the floor tapers down here, and there's a hole that accepts a table leg for right there, and a little corner table goes in it. So that's the aft cabin. It's got a nice little closet here. Oh, it's lit too. That's cool. Nice little cedar closet. A little bit of storage on top, or whatever. Big shelves along each side there. Air conditioners under there, and I think the vacuum flush toilet is over there. A little storage right there. I think that's the intake for the air conditioner. It's one air conditioning unit here. This is the main breaker box here. It's got all the stuff going on. I just have the mains on right now so that I can have these lights on, but I'll shut it off before I get off the boat. The galley's small because when you have a under counter refrigerator, the countertop goes all the way back, like on my boat, and this panel is down a little bit lower and pushed back, so the countertop's a little bigger. But this has a little bit dirty here still, but this has these two covers. So one covers the sink, and then the other one, of course, covers the oven or the stove. So take those off and just letting the air flow around here. A little microwave under there, coffee maker here, some storage above, storage below. They're nice deep cupboards, everything. So we're good with that. It's not crazy. You're not going to stock this thing full of stuff because you won't have enough room, but a little bit of stuff, storage under there and stuff. So that's decent. Nice. Okay, where was I? My memory card got full. I had to erase some stuff. So over here is the dinette, or the salon, or saloon, or settee. This table goes down, and there's a short leg, and it gets even with the bottom of that. And then this mattress goes on top of it to make a bed. Good sized bed, about 7 feet. 7 feet long there. And then, as I was saying, just some storage over here, some storage up there. Old school TV, that's coming out. I already took the door out because I don't like it. The door right here, the door opened in this way and went right to here. So if you had the door open, you couldn't get in here and do anything. There's just not enough room. So I took it out. Also, there is another air conditioning control for another air conditioner. This has got dual ACs, and the reason why that's there is because there's this here, obviously. So I took the door off, and I actually want to do more. I want to take this piece of trim out and cut this back, somewhere, probably back to here, like, just like right here, an inch in front of it, and then get rid of this here, extend this piece of aluminum down and down, so that's an opening. And then what I would also like to do is I don't know how to do it, but I think I would like to get rid of this corner unit here. It doesn't really serve any purpose for me. You know, the TV is on a swivel and you can turn it so it's, you know, here facing inside, but I kind of want to, in fact, now that I'm thinking about it, right up to this seam or whatever, I'd like to remove all of this and then put a flat screen that faces in this way and spins around and faces out that way, and just get rid of some of this here. I'd rather the boat be opened up in there, and maybe just, if you really want to, we don't ever have any guests staying on the boat, but if you wanted to, you can, you know, put a curtain up or something for privacy. But I just kind of want that wide open, and then the flat screen TV to be able to swing in and swing out this way. So I think that would be good. And then yeah, the V-berth here has just got this old cushion. We're gonna get rid of it because I don't like sleeping on other people's cushions. But I mean, it's like, you know, 10 or 11 inches tall here, and it's, you know, it's just kind of, it's worn out. We want to get like a nice firm two-part, firm on the bottom and then soft memory foam on top, in place of this. So then that would make this a little bit lower too, because it's pretty tight this way, but a little bit lower, and then I don't know, it would just be nicer. Also, when you're in here, we each have our own locker. This is a little hanging locker, and then this one over here is a little bit larger, shorter but larger. That's nice. The light's burned out on this one, but so that, and then it's got 4 drawers here. They're pretty decent. And underneath this mattress is a hatch, and then below that is, I think, the water tank. I think it's the water tank. And then when you're in here, there's an entrance to the head, and from outside, out in the main area, there's an entrance to the head too. So it's got a little full-length mirror here, the toilet and the sink, and then a separate shower, separate enclosed shower. It's not the biggest shower in the world, but I do fit, so it's not bad. And those were the 3 things that we were looking for when buying a boat. A bed that we can sleep this way on, so she doesn't have to climb over to me to get on and off the bed. A separate shower in the bathroom, and a full-size refrigerator. So we found it. And yeah, earlier in the video you saw how we went out to Maryland to go find this boat. So we're super happy with it right now. Obviously we haven't ran it or anything yet, but I mean, I did when I was there for a test drive, but we haven't taken it out, you know, whatever. But there's some things that we want to change, obviously. The door being off for now is fine. We're going to talk about this bulkhead here. I'm pretty sure, and if it is, it is. I can always do something about it, but I don't think that this bulkhead here is a support for the hull. But if it is, I have some ideas. Obviously, I'm still going to keep a little bit of this, right, going across. And let's say I did remove this wall, I can always put like a post or something, you know, right down to the corner and then up to here, and that would do the same thing as this wall here, you know, that would hold it up. So that's an option. But more than likely for the first year, I'm just going to keep the door off of it. And we just like it that way better, I think. So that's pretty much it. Show you up on deck, but it's just dirty, you know. And like I said, it's larger than ours. The radar arch is off of it, as you can see. I think I already talked about that earlier in the video. I don't remember. I got so many videos pieced together. I don't remember what I talked about, but the radar arch is back there. I went and picked that up. The canvas is shot. Well, the top isn't. The top is brand new, but the side curtains all the way around are shot. So they, I'm gonna take it to my canvas guy and see if he can just put new Isinglass in it. Because the fabric part is fine, but the Isinglass is all yellowed and cracked and stuff. So I want to get rid of that and just get new glass. I eventually, in the next year or two, want to change it to black. But since the top is brand spanking new, it's not even a year old, I figure, you know, I'm just not going to throw it out. I'd rather spend a few $100 and get the windows taken care of, and then down the road spend the $4,000 or $5,000 to get the whole brand new canvas. But for now, that's it. Like I said, oh yeah, the floor here, I don't know what they did here. They got this weird kind of like a rubbery floor mat, and I know it's, you know, for spills and all that kind of stuff, so you don't have a carpet up there. But I got to rip that up, and then I think we're going to do some sort of a, maybe not C-deck, but something along the lines of maybe that, like, that fake vinyl flooring that looks like wood, maybe get it to match the cherry. I think that would look kind of good there. And then that's it. But I got lots of plans for the boat, stereo system, and all that kind of stuff. But for now, just got to wait this long winter until I can get the thing buffed and waxed and polished and ready to go. Yeah. And the one really cool thing I love about these Wildcrafts, and you don't see them on a lot of boats, but you have your normal door, right? Your slider. Ooh, let me turn on some lights. You have your normal slider. Wow, this one's dark. I like that. So ours was just tinted. This is actually blacked out. But you have your normal door for privacy. But then if you don't want to have your door shut, you want to be able to see out, you want to have whatever, it's also has a screen door. Love that. So on those nice nights when you don't need air conditioning, but it's you know, nice, it's still nice and warm, but you want to get a nice breeze coming in, you always have this. Mine was black on the other boat, and I liked it better, but now that being in here with all the white around it, I guess it's fine white. Maybe I'll paint the outside black to look a little better, but no, that's a kind of a cool option that that Wildcraft did, putting a screen door in there. But no, that's it. So I am gonna go back and edit this movie and get it out to you guys. And plus, I got freaking tons and tons and tons of other stuff from the summer on the boats and stuff. So I'll start getting back into the YouTube again. So I'll catch you on the next one.